Once upon a frosty December morning, in the magical winter village of Snowy Hollow, lived a tiny sprite named Holly. Holly was not just any sprite. She was a frost sprite, responsible for painting intricate ice patterns on windows, sprinkling frost on leaves, and making the world sparkle with winter magic. Holly was the happiest during the holiday season, when everything glistened and glowed with warmth and wonder. This year, however, something felt different. Snowy Hollow wasn't as cheerful as it used to be. The villagers seemed worried, and the usual festive preparations were not as grand. Holly noticed that the snowmen in the village square weren't smiling, the twinkling lights on the trees weren't twinkling as brightly, and the children weren't laughing as they played in the snow. Holly knew something was wrong, and she was determined to bring back the holiday cheer. Holly decided to visit her best friend, a reindeer named Comet, who lived in a cozy stable at the edge of the village. Comet was one of Santa's helpers, and he always knew what was happening in Snowy Hollow and beyond. Holly fluttered her tiny wings and flew over to Comet's stable, where she found him resting in the hay. "Comet, something is wrong," Holly said, her voice filled with concern. "Snowy Hollow isn't as joyful as it should be. The holiday cheer is missing." Comet raised his head and nodded. "You're right, Holly. The Christmas star, the one that always shines the brightest over Snowy Hollow, is fading. Without its glow, the village can't feel the true spirit of the holiday." Holly's eyes widened. The Christmas star was the magical star that lit up the sky every holiday season, filling the village with warmth and joy. If it was fading, the whole holiday magic was at risk. Holly knew she had to do something, and Comet was just the friend to help her. "We have to find out why the star is fading," Holly said, determination in her voice. Comet smiled. "I knew you'd say that. Hop on, Holly. Let's go on an adventure to save the Christmas star." Holly climbed onto Comet's back, and together they flew up into the sky, heading toward the tallest peak in Snowy Hollow, Starry Summit. It was said that the Christmas star rested at the very top of Starry Summit, and that's where they needed to go to understand why it was losing its glow. The journey was filled with challenges. The wind howled, and snowflakes swirled around them, making it hard to see. Holly used her frost magic to create a shimmering shield around them, protecting Comet from the harsh cold. As they flew higher, they noticed that the trees were covered in frost, but the frost was dull, lacking its usual sparkle. "Look, Comet," Holly pointed. "The frost isn't sparkling. It's like all the magic is fading." Comet nodded. "We must hurry, Holly. The Christmas star needs us." Finally, after what felt like hours, they reached the top of Starry Summit. There, they found the Christmas star, but it was barely glowing, its light dim and flickering. Holly fluttered off Comet's back and approached the star. She could feel its sadness, as if it were tired and lonely. "Why are you fading, Christmas star?" Holly whispered, touching the star gently. The star shimmered weakly, and a soft voice echoed in the air. "The joy and kindness of Snowy Hollow give me my light, but lately I have felt the villagers' worries and sadness, and my glow has faded." Holly's heart ached. She realized that the villagers had been so busy with their worries that they had forgotten the true spirit of the holiday: kindness, joy, and togetherness. She knew what she had to do. Holly turned to Comet. "We need to remind everyone of the magic of kindness. We need to spread joy." Comet nodded, and together they flew back down to Snowy Hollow. Holly fluttered through the village, using her frost magic to create beautiful ice decorations, each one more intricate than the last. She drew hearts, stars, and snowflakes, reminding everyone of the beauty of the season. Comet, with his strong hooves, helped set up the decorations, ringing bells and calling out to the villagers to come together. "Everyone!" Holly called out, her voice echoing through the village. "The Christmas star needs our joy and kindness to shine brightly again. Let's come together, share our smiles, our laughter, and our love!" The villagers gathered in the square, and slowly smiles began to spread. Children started to laugh as they played, families hugged each other, and friends shared warm cups of cocoa. The snowmen were rebuilt, this time with big, joyful smiles, and the twinkling lights on the trees began to glow brighter. As the joy of Snowy Hollow grew, Holly and Comet looked up at Starry Summit. The Christmas star began to shine, its light growing stronger and brighter until it lit up the entire village. The warmth and magic of the star filled everyone's hearts, and Snowy Hollow sparkled with holiday cheer once again. Holly smiled, her heart filled with happiness. She knew that the true magic of the holiday season wasn't just in the decorations or the gifts. It was in the kindness and love that everyone shared. And as long as they remembered that, the Christmas star would always shine brightly. And so, Snowy Hollow celebrated the most wonderful holiday season with laughter, love, and the brightest Christmas star they had ever seen. And Holly, the little frost sprite, knew that her job was done, at least until next year.